Am I the asshole for withdrawing wife privileges from my boyfriend until he proposes to me?
Damn.
I already don't like this shit, bro.
Really?
It's already leaving a sour taste in my mouth.
All right.
That for you. My 29 female, boyfriend, 31 male, have been together for 7 years now. I had voiced that I wanted to get engaged before the 4-year mark. He agreed at the time. When we were half a year away from reaching our 4th-year anniversary, I revisited the topic of marriage and told him that I was expecting to get married. He was finishing up his master's program at the time. He wanted to get me out of student debt and get his finances in order. I bit my tongue and understood that we are partners and we can try to meet halfway. We moved in together 2 years into our relationship and did long distance when he was in his master's program. My job is remote, so I moved into his hometown 3 hours away from the OG. I've been seeing all of my friends and cousins get married, and it's hard to feel happy on such a joyous occasion when your ring finger feels so empty and everyone starts to ask you. Lately, my partner has been thriving in work and enjoying his new life, and it's almost as if he forgot about our personal goals. When I initiated a discussion again, I could sense he was dragging his feet. He said he didn't have enough money for a ring or savings for a wedding, but he could very well buy himself a motorbike when he always wanted one since he was a kid. He said, our life is as good as it is. Why do we need the stamp of validation from the world? You are on your health insurance. What's the point?
Damn.
All of a sudden, all of this just left me heartbroken. Why don't I deserve to be his wife? After being his girlfriend for so long, does he not love me enough to make a romantic gesture for me? Choosing me over his useless bike?
Damn.
I talked to my sister who got engaged 2 years into her relationship, and her approach is very simple yet effective. She told me to withdraw all wife privileges from him until I get that title. My boyfriend got mad because I didn't renew our lease with him. He told me that was a very poor way of handling things that we need this constant in our life to preserve the intimacy. Telling me that this kind of precedent I am setting up for our eventual marriage will come. This nigga is shooting blanks right now, bro. I have been a wife for you without a title. This is her saying this. I gave myself completely to you, only to expect you to do this one thing for me. I waited long enough. I really don't believe in ultimatums, so I'm not going to force your hand. I'm simply acting as your girlfriend now, and if you want our relationship to go back to what it was, you better give me that upgrade. Am I the asshole? You putting her foot down, bro. First off, yo, shorty, can you learn how to rate? Sis, you have some problems. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Her?
That's some problems. If the man is not doing what he's expected to do, leave him. Why do people get so hung up on these relationships where they're like, oh, this person said they're gonna do this. I know that they're like this. And then when the facts are on the table, they're like, I'm gonna give them some time. How long is your expiration date? I understand now she's pulling this tactic where she's like withdrawing her wife activities. It's like now you're just ruining the relationship so that he'll get pressured to do something. Why would he want that? You know what I mean? Like for himself. You want to get into a relationship with a clean slate.
Facts.
Like it doesn't work like that. Like somebody's not doing their part, then it's on them. It's not on you to get them to do better. You know what I mean? No matter what type of relationship it is, the other party has to do their part first. You can't babysit somebody in anything. That's just my stance on it. And it may have worked out for her sister, but this girl's been in a relationship for 4 years now. Her sister got married in the 2-year mark. Maybe that was needed for her at the time for her relationship to get somewhere. But now, like, this girl's sitting here with a man that's basically like a kid, bought himself a motorcycle. What the fuck, my nigga?
The thing is, bro, I agree with you. I really do. But the thing is, fam, I think it's a little bit more complicated in the context of a relationship because he kind of kept her along, like telling her that, hey, eventually, like when I get my money, I'm in school right now. I'm a broke kid. When I get my money, I got you. And subhanAllah, I feel terrible for her because for this entire time she was under the assumption that everything's just gonna fall into place, right? Eventually he's gonna graduate with a master's, get a job, provide, and kind of be able to buy me what I need to buy, right? Get what I need to get, right? Essentially, right? The only way that I think she went about that wrong was the advice that she got from her sister. I just think that shouldn't be something that you pressure somebody to do. Somebody should want to marry you. That should be a step that somebody wants to take to consolidate your relationship, right? And take it towards a marriage. But the way that she's doing it is, I'm not going to be doing the things that I'm doing for you already. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you half a relationship.
Not even half, none.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to what, and to be honest, I get it, girlfriend privileges, wife privileges, but at the end of the day, that was in the context of a relationship. That's what you guys were. I don't really like the label aspect of it, but now you're not even doing what you did at one point, right? So I just think she's right to feel the way she feels, but to go about it that way is just not good, not right for me.
One point I want to bring up too is like, to me now I'm starting to get to a point where I'm like, after 2 years, if you're with somebody, what are you guys doing?
Facts, yeah.
What are you guys doing? Because like you're with somebody for 2 years, my nigga, you have an understanding of their personality to a level that most people don't already, right? So if you don't come together for some kind of a future, what's happening here?
But some people don't see marriage as the be all end all.
That's fine.
Like some
as
like
long as you can
partner.
agree on that.
Exactly.
If one person wants a marriage and the other person doesn't, that's not gonna work. You know? If both people don't want marriage, you can rock. If both people want marriage, y'all niggas better get married. That's
100%.
pretty much how I'm looking
100%.
at it. You know? If you want marriage, it shouldn't be a dollar amount. Broke people get married all the time.
Just
right?
do it, right?
And you know how many success stories there have been with people that have been in early marriage and then they grinded together and then got themselves some luxury lifestyle out of it? Who wouldn't want that?
Facts,
You know what I mean? So it's like this whole idea of putting a dollar amount and like some like far out destination timeline for a marriage just doesn't make sense to me. This guy is clearly not ready for a marriage. He should leave.
You think she should walk away?
Get that nigga the fuck out of there.
That's the part that I was talking about at the beginning. It's complicated, fam. Seeing somebody as perfect as they are, and the only aspect is that they're not willing to put a label that you want on it, right? My thing is, how important is the concept of marriage for you if everything that you have right now is working?
Fair enough.
For me personally, I'm a Muslim person. I want to get married. I want to have a wife. I want to do it the halal way, right?
Yep.
But if for somebody like her, I'm not sure what her stance is. If you're getting everything that you're already getting, the only thing that you want is the wife. My thing is that's my only take. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. Because we do see religion
I see it differently. Like for me, marriage is important. I'm not gonna stick around for 4 years. You know how long she started? For me, I have like a solid 1 year type of thing.
1 year?
A 1 year type
You're
of
a 1 year Oz?
Things should work out in 1 year.
1 year Oz?
No, to be honest, maybe 2 years.
2 years?
At the same time, I don't want to string somebody along, and I just think you should know somebody by the year mark.
And another thing too is like if she was really, really, really trying to get married to this guy, she should just have that full-on conversation with him without taking his bullshit. Because she said we sat down, talked about it, and she said that this guy said, oh, I'm gonna go to school, I'm gonna finish my school. But don't take that effort and don't take that. Just tell him, no, I can't do that. I need to be married. If you're not gonna marry me, what am I doing here? You know?
100%.
That's the ultimatum she should have gave him. Not like I'm gonna stop doing this. It's like, yo, I'm about to get my life together. If you're not with me, then sorry, bro.
But she feels at the same time, bro, that the man didn't have money, and he put money into something as stupid as a bike,
so
which
it's not
a
the
bike?
financial
I don't know how
problem.
much, 15K, 20K?
Something like that.
That could have been, in her eyes, a ring and a wedding.
Yeah, he's clearly not.
He doesn't have his priorities on the same level as her.
Exactly. He's 31, she's 29.
But they were 4 years ago, so they were like 26, 27.
But now it's like, yo, he's 31, she's 29. What are we doing?
That's too old.
Clock's
The
ticking
whole time
right
I thought it was early 20s.
If it was early 20s, that would make sense. Maybe the guy has some cold feet. Maybe he's not really man enough yet to be a husband. You know?
31, you should have it together?
Bro, at 31, like, you get your shit together.
Or you should understand what you want. Just leave this girl alone if she wants something different.
If you don't have your shit together, you should know not to drag somebody. Bother somebody. Yeah, exactly.
He already clearly knows how she wants her life to be planned out. What you're doing is bringing her along and making life difficult for her, thinking there's a future there isn't there, right? No, I get that. He's an asshole.
He's a waste you, bro. Honestly, like, come on, man. Come on, bro.
But she was wrong too, but only when she did that one thing, in my opinion. Up until then, she was golden.
I hope you can cuddle with your motorcycle.
Yo, leave that, man.
At least separate and then come back within 2 years or whenever he's ready. Then come talk to her. If she's still around.
I don't believe in separation.
No, that's what I'm saying. Separate as in break up. But then when he's ready, if she's still available, go pursue that again. If not,
I don't know, man.
You got one shot, one opportunity, bro.
Because he's already shown her that he's not capable. If they were to come back after 2 years, maybe things could change for him, but like it's gonna take her time to realize whether he changed or not. You know? She may be wasting her time again.
But to Mukhtar's point, sometimes you need to see what you lost in order to understand what you had, right?
Yeah, that also changes you too to some degree. I feel like she might not be getting back into the same relationship she once was.
She didn't have to, but he can re-pursue. He can show his commitment, and then if that's worth her time and she feels that there's growth there, they can reintroduce the idea of getting married. If not, she can tell him kick rocks. Or if she's not available, go on to the next person that she found.
Are you guys team rekindle?
Things plan out, but I don't really believe in rekindling, bro.
So you don't believe in it? What about you?
If it works out, it works out. Like, relationships are complex.
I understand, but like
rekindling a bad relationship, you're saying?
No, just any rekindling.
I'm not for backsliding, no.
You don't want to go back to something that was great just because of something that didn't work out at the time?
There may not be, it may not, just like he was saying, it may not be the same relationship for some time afterwards. We may not be the same people.
But you can try it out and see if it works.
then we're just wasting time.
How do you know it's wasting time if what? You don't know if it's not gonna work out.
I think nostalgia is deception, man. Nostalgia is deception because like I'm gonna change, they're gonna change. It's not the same.
To be honest, bro, I don't think I feel like my personality was consolidated, fam, when I was 22. I'm like, personality-wise, I'm the same nigga.
Yeah, your roots may be the same, but you've grown.
My mentality may have changed in terms of the experiences that I faced, and I may act a little different, but I really think the same type of conversations that, like, the same type of comedy, like, there's not much difference with the personality aspect of it, of who I was in my early 20s to who I am now. I feel like I've been consistent the entire time. The point I'm trying to make is, I don't really believe that people drastically change.
I disagree. I'd have to disagree. I would even say the example of yourself. If you were to have a conversation with your 19-year-old self,
19's a little different,
or 20-year-old self, or in the early 20s, in the early 20s, 22, let's say 22. If you were to have a conversation with yourself, you'd be like, this guy's a kid still.
I'm more knowledgeable.
That's what I'm saying. You've grown. Things, and I would even say you've added some aspects of your personality.
No, I'm not saying I haven't developed as a person. I think
your roots are the same.
I feel like I can still have the same conversations that I've had. I have the same level of the things that make me laugh at 22 still make me laugh now. The conversations that I've had then still relevant to me now. You know? I'm not saying that my personal experiences haven't molded the person who I am today, but when people say, "Oh, we grew apart, we've been apart for that," I don't really think
you have to understand that you're mature for your age at that age. You're kind of growing into this part of you now, and had the early part to understand that. Some people kind of do that 180 where they're like either they hit a brick wall or something happens to them. That's when they do their 180. For you, it's a natural shift. It's more of a growing up.
I feel like a lot of people in my life are like that though. There's no, like, to be frank, I don't think, like, of course you've changed greatly. Like, you're one of the greatest people I know. But I feel like you always had the same mentality even when you were younger.
That's what I mean by the roots are the same, but the growth aspect is still there, and I think we've grown tremendously. In that sense,
I still am.
Used to.
But I can play it off better now.
To summarize this conversation, though, in all honesty, like, she should just move on. She should move on and don't have. I don't want to say this in a negative way, but you can't have that much faith in people. You gotta have some reality in you. Like, when the writing's on the wall, read that shit. That's all I gotta say.
That's fair. You said it perfectly.